was thinking, is it helpful to have this label? Would I feel better if I was labeled as this, or if I wasn't labeled as that? If I didn't meet the criteria, or if I did? And I think that I think it can probably work in tandem, because we could use it as a crutch. Oh, well, that's just me. I'm anxious. That's how I work. Or you could say, no, actually, I'm anxious. So this is how I deal with things. So I'm actually not crazy. Or, this is part of something to work on, which
Mm.
I guess maybe we'll start off with that. What are your views on balancing that label?
Oh, such a great question. And I'm pro labels for that initial understanding, but we don't want to attach to it in the way that then that shapes my identity. And now I'm this anxious person. I've been branded with this tattooed on my forehead, and that's all I'll ever be. Because really, when we're experiencing anxiety, it's just a degree of intensification of a human emotion. Like you said, we can all feel anxious, and some of us are feeling that more persistent in a more persistent way. So I am actually one of the first things that I take my clients through is reducing the label and referring to anxiety not as my anxiety. My anxiety is so bad. I want them to say the anxiety. I've been feeling anxiety. There is this sensation of discomfort moving through my body at the moment. It doesn't mean it's always constantly there, and it's part of my personality. So 100% with you, Emily. And I put those kind of definitions out there for high functioning anxiety because of how that inner critic and that way of feeling on the inside is such a call to look at ourselves and do this inner work, which does create such a sense of relief and liberation in our lives. It doesn't fix everything, but it certainly makes life much more easeful. And the vast majority of us, whether we, fit into that category or not, are having difficulties with being human. We're having difficulties in just like living this life and feeling okay with ourselves. Every single one of us has some kind of belief that I'm not enough in some way. And so if reading through that description and that label activates something in you that makes you go, actually, I didn't realize this, it doesn't have to be this way. That's the kind of invitation that I like to put out there for people to say, well, yeah, we don't have to walk around feeling this horrible about ourselves. We can actually learn to integrate a lot of things and feel much more whole within ourselves.